Hello and good morning. I'm David Bowles and this is Bowles TV, BOLES.TV. We are here with you Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. in the morning. And you can catch us video on demand on the Twitch and now also on YouTube, which we're going to be talking about briefly. This is my Brain Dead shirt that I received for my birthday. And it's flat and then it has fuzzy brain waves going across it, and I just can't stop wearing it. It's so soft. It makes me cuddly. And the weather today on the East Coast, in the New York City area, just gross. I think the meteorological term for it is yucky. Overcast, wet, sort of foggy, mixed rain and drizzle, maybe some snow later. Bleh. But it's better than a blizzard. So I hope you had a lovely weekend. Jenna Marie had a wonderful show, Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m. And she talks about all kinds of things. She talks about some disability, ASL, and she talked a lot about cats and things you didn't know about cats. And that was a lot of fun. So she's going to be talking more about those kinds of things in the future as well. It doesn't always have to be about disability and overcoming things and discrimination. She can get light and have some fun. Oh, there's Jenna Marie. You look good in that top. Now, are you slightly in favor of the top because you're the one who gave it to me? And there's Dora. We're going to talk about Dora in a moment. Dora and Jenna Marie in just a moment. There's a conflation of values and experience that's happening here very soon and very shortly. Stand by for that. But this is a good color. I guess we would call this teal. Usually I don't look good in green, but in this color green I look good. And people get all fussy. Thank you, Jenna Marie. And people get all fussy when I talk about red. Now there is orange red and there is a blue red. I do not look good in orange red, but in blue red, I rock. It does matter. So Jenna Marie had a wonderful weekend talking about cats with Ellie and Dora and talked about autism and how things work. And in the future, she might get a little more technical, a little more professional recommendations off the record, of course, not official. So she is beautifully finding her way and building new paths in her interesting show that isn't all in ASL. But it doesn't matter if you know ASL or not, you still show up and you learn stuff. Because she types things and you review things. So this morning, I was delighted to get this in my inbox from YouTube. If I can find it. There it is. This animated GIF, and it is pronounced GIF, not GIF. This GIF file, I had a friend from Microsoft who made a bet with me 25 years ago that I was pronouncing it wrong and he was pronouncing it wrong. But at least he admitted he was wrong. That we now have 1,000 subscribers, bananas, on our YouTube website. And I directly believe it's because the last week and a half we put all of our old shows from this live stream on YouTube. And they have very specific descriptions of what's going on. And I guess the search integers and search results are giving us returns on who we are and what we're doing here. So that's the animated part of it. And then the next part of it is this, which is where they very humbly tell me that, hey, we knew this day would come. You'd be successful. You're doing amazing work. Hey, go share this on your Twitter account. Not on Facebook, not on Instagram, not on TikTok, not on the live stream. They're telling me to go to Twitter. And it's a Twitter button right under this, but I didn't include it because it would look like you want to click on it. So this is our YouTube page, officially. Yeah, Jenna Marie doesn't even know that. That happened after she left this morning. So she's celebrating as well, probably doing a little jig wherever she is in the world. And you can go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you get updates when we upload the video on demand or other things. Our podcast is also published there as audio only, and help that to grow. And our video on demands are all closed caption. So it's very, very wonderful. And you get there by going to youtube.com/bowlesblues, or the easy way is just to type in BOLES.LIVE, bowls.live, and then you're in. And there are our subscribers. Barely made it with 1,000. And 330, I don't know, subscribers. It fluctuates. It goes up and down. YouTube is very, very specific about who can follow you and why not. Sometimes you get 10 followers, and the next day they're all eradicated because YouTube doesn't like who they are and where they're coming from. But for now, we're celebrating. Also in the news on Friday's show, we talked about cats. And then talked about Jack the cat. And Dora sent us this very fun image. Let me see if I can fit the whole thing in here. Perfect view. A pampered cat, Jasper, gets a $2,500 custom aquarium so he can watch the fish from underwater. I love that. I would spend that kind of money too if I could make my cat happy. Watching fish from below. And then our friend Dora, also, we talked about crows, I believe, on Friday, and she sent me this lovely, very brief video of a crow trying to get something out of a paper bag. And here's her story. I happened upon a crow trying to pry open a flattened McDonald's bag to partake of its contents. Unfortunately, the bag was in the middle of the driving lane. First, a pedestrian rudely walked by. Soon after, a car came into view, scaring the poor crow away. Its treasure left behind. Perhaps a luckier crow would get to enjoy it. And here is the video with narration by our friend Dora.
He's trying to get the food from the closed bag. And of course, everybody's going to go by there. Oh well. That's the end of
That's the end of that, is what she was going to say. One more time, Dora and the crow.
He's trying to get the food from the closed bag. And of course, everybody's going to go by there. Oh well. That's the end of
That's the end of that. So thank you for that, Dora. Love that. I love the pigeon walking by, taking an eyeful of if there's anything to share or to be delivered. Then on Friday, we talked about our beautiful cat, Jack. He's a bicolor Persian, a show cat. And we were able to rescue him because the breeder did not like how long it was. She said his spine is too long to be a show cat. I like short, stocky show cats. So that made him very tall and very long and lanky, and we just loved him to death. And so we showed some photographs of Jack because this other artist is drawing Jack on her Etsy page. And Dora just decided that she would draw Jack for us. And she sent this to me this morning. And it's so beautiful. Jack and his porcelain Chinese cat friend on a pillow. And I thank Dora about it so much. And it looks like it's painted in oil, but I believe it's acrylic. There's Jana Marie, a beautiful picture of Jack. Thanks, Dora. Love the colors. And I said to Dora, I said, this is so beautiful. A lot of work went into that. And I didn't even send her pictures. She had to watch a repeat of the live stream and pause it or memorize it and put it all together, and she did. And it looks just like him. With those bright as the sun fiery eyes. And so I said, hey, we have to, buy this from you or get it from you, but if you don't want to sell it, I understand this is your artwork. I was wondering if it was Persian. It is acrylic. Made a screenshot. Beautiful. He is Persian for very long, gorgeous hair. Oh, the hair. It was like touching air. You pet him, it's like touching air. The fur was so soft. And Dora replied, right before going on the air, I saw what she replied. She said this is her Valentine's gift to the two of us, to me and the Jana Marie. And she said she'll give us the painting. She can ship it UPS, or, Dora said, because Jana Marie works in New York City, that she would meet the Jana Marie and give her the painting in person, which I think would be fabulous. But I'm not the Jana Marie. So the Jana Marie will have to tell us now or later what she thinks the best plan is for getting that. And then we're going to frame it. We're going to have it professionally framed and put it on the wall. And Dora wants a photograph of it, framed it on the wall. And we will absolutely 100% do that, because it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's just beautiful. Like, look at that all day long. Jack and his friend. And he never played with that porcelain cat, friend. It's on its own pillow. And Jack would just sit, just like he's doing now, sit by his friend. Sometimes he would take a nap next to his friend, but never bothered her, never pushed her around, never bullied her like some cats do. Two things. And he loved to play. He had a lot of toys, feathers, those things they flip around. Oh, he would play and jump and leap. He was very tall because he had a very long spine, so it made him very, very athletic. So that's the love and the fun starting the show. Now we go in a different direction. This Joe Rogan thing is just getting all out of hand. And a lot of this is kind of old news because it's all changed again. Spotify removed 70 episodes, and now I think it's up to 113 or 130 episodes that they have removed. Now, if they don't have a problem with Joe Rogan. Oh, there's Dora. I know Dora loves Chinese culture, as do we. It's an ancient culture and civilization. I don't like what they're currently doing now, but I guess because they believe they are the emperors of the world, they can do whatever they want to do. But if Spotify doesn't have a problem with Joe Rogan or anything that he says, why are they putting up alerts about him? Why are they making him do these apology videos, which they are? He's not doing them on his own because Joe Rogan doesn't apologize. You can't do that. So why, I hear voices from somewhere, I don't know where it's going, and it's not my voice. It might be in the hallway. So my question is, why, if Spotify loves Joe Rogan so much, why are they taking down his audio, his previous podcasts? Why are they putting up information disclaimers if they believe so strongly in the power of the Joe Rogan? I don't understand it. If you stand by your guy, you stand by him in full, right? Maybe it is me, because when I hear the voices, I stop talking, and then I don't hear the voices anymore. So somewhere, I guess I'm talking to myself. The music will cover it, I hope, until I can figure out what in the world is going on. What have I done? The removed episodes appear to date before the pandemic, which is very interesting. Many feature right-wing commentators or conspiracy theorists, including Alex Jones of InfoWars, Milo Yiannopoulos, and Owen Benjamin and Gavin Miles. Some of the removed episodes feature left-wing commentators such as Kyle Kulinski and Mark Maron, and comedians like Amy Schumer and Russell Peters. And since then, they've, I guess, done even more removal of his stuff because Joe Rogan has used the N-word about 50 times, 12 times, 100 times. What? One time is too many. I mean, sometimes you have to, if you're doing an article on it, as I have, you use the N-word in print. But speaking the N-word and typing the N-word is very different because context matters. And Joe Rogan is now trying to claim, hey, look, I had a context and I wasn't trying to be racist because I'm not racist. But he says, they went to, Philadelphia and was filled with a bunch of black people, and Joe Rogan thought that he was in Africa. Something awful like that. So he's trying to explain 2 apology videos over the weekend, and they're both just ridiculous. because you know he doesn't mean anything, and it's all being thrown back in his face. And a Spotify guy has come out and said, hey, we support Joe Rogan. We're not taking any of his stuff down. Meanwhile, Spotify owns him because they're paying him $100 million. So this is not about free speech or context. This is about people who don't want to hear it, who don't want to be part of it, saying, I don't want this. So I don't want my music associated with Joe Rogan. I don't want my music associated with Joe Rogan's N-word mouth. So Spotify's move came after Friday when singer India Arie, explaining why she asked Spotify to remove her music, posted on Instagram a video compilation capturing Joe Rogan saying the N-word 22 times in past episodes on the show. And I'm not showing that because it's just, it's disgusting. In his latest apology, Joe Rogan deemed his use of the slur as the most regretful and shameful thing I've ever had to talk about publicly. The podcast host, while acknowledging that it looks effing horrible, even to me, sought to minimize the clips, saying they were taken out of context from 12 years of conversations. Well, what context are you creating where you need to use the N-word? Repeatedly. Rogan emphasized that he had said the word while discussing other comics, like Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Paul Mooney, and Lenny Bruce. Use of the slur. However, he said that he has since learned that the slur is not my word to use. Oh, it took him all that time to figure that out, huh? I know that to most people there is no context where a white person is ever allowed to say that word, never mind publicly on a podcast, and I agree with that now. I haven't said it in years, Rogan said. I thought as long as it was in a context, people would understand what I was doing. Rogan's video also addressed a clip of him showing his show recorded around a decade ago, where he told a story he admitted looks terrible even in context, about seeing the movie Planet of the Apes in a black neighborhood in Philadelphia. I was trying to make the story entertaining, and I said it was like we got out and we were in Africa. It's like we were in Planet of the Apes, Rogan said, in attempting to explain remarks that he called idiotic. Yeah, keep repeating it. Well, it's all unfortunate. I think Joe Rogan is going to be even more closely inspected in his racial overtones, in his tweets, and in his podcasts, and he has a lot of content out there that he may have forgotten about. And it's going to be a very slow drip. But these big companies, once they make a decision, oh, we're not backing down. To back down, it looks weak. They all sound like Trump. It's very disturbing. Yeah, Dora saw the clip. It's wrong. It is. It's a really gross clip. It's not worth repeating. Well, this is very interesting because for 2 weeks we've been talking about the metaverse and how a woman went on there and was groped and virtually raped, and there was another woman, maybe it's the same woman, who went on there. The same sort of thing happened to her, sexually harassed, and metaverse blamed her. Well, you should have turned on the protections. And I asked, why aren't the protections for women and men and children and whatever turned on by default? Why is the default that people can come up and grope you and molest you? I didn't understand that at all. That's victim blaming. We have enough of that in the real world. We don't need that in the metaverse. So, Meta has responded to reports of virtual sexual harassment in its metaverse by limiting how close avatars can get to each other. With a new feature dubbed Personal Boundary, launched on Friday, avatars in Horizon Worlds and Horizon venues won't, by default, be permitted to get within about 4 feet of one another. Now, why did it take all this time to make that happen by default? In January, a 43-year-old British woman claimed she was virtually groped by a gang of male avatars in Horizon venues. In December, a woman claimed she was virtually groped in Horizon Worlds Vivek Sharma, vice president of Verizon, said in a blog post on Friday that personal boundary would create more personal space for people, making it easier to avoid unwanted interactions. He said if someone tries to enter your personal boundary, the system will halt their forward movement as they reach the boundary. You won't feel it. There's no haptic feedback. This builds upon our existing hand harassment measures that were already in place, where an avatar's hands would disappear if they encroached upon someone's personal space. And have you heard about this? Still going on. I thought this was a thing 20 years ago, 10 years ago, and it's still happening. We still have reports of dangerous laser strikes happening on aircraft, and it went up 41% in 2021. These are dummies on the ground who have lasers and shine them in the lights of airplanes passing by so they can try to blind the pilots, I guess, to see what happens if they can crash the plane, I guess. Shining lasers at an aircraft is not only a threat to safety, it's a federal offense. Help the FAA keep the skies safe. Or says, OMG reminds me of the 70s or 80s. And exorcism was all the rage, with women claiming entities raped them. Yeah, it's very interesting. And here are some other examples of people catching people with lasers at home trying to shine the lights in the lights of pilots. And this is what it looks like when you get hit in the eye with one of these lasers. And they can blind you. This one time I was at Petco buying food for Jack many years ago, and there was a young cashier woman, and she had the scanned laser, and at that time it was a red laser that they would scan the barcode. And I was there waiting to pay, and she took her, I guess I'll use my mouse, this is the cat food can, and she took her cat food can like this, and I'm over there where you are, and she had her laser, and she scanned the thing, and then she just tilted it up just a little bit to put the laser right in my eye. And it went in my eye. And I was like, what are you doing? Why would you do that? And she just smiled and rang me up. Now, if I had a worse temper, if I had realized what she was really doing was trying to injure me by shining a laser in my eye, I would have probably done something painful for her. But as it was, I just left because I was trying to see if I still had my eyesight and wondering if I had to go to the eye doctor. But I never went back to that Petco. Very, very dangerous stuff. And here's the FAA. Dangerous laser strikes, highest in numbers. This is the story. I'll put the link in the chat so you can take a look at it. There you go. Fun. So that's the challenge. You're getting virtually groped in the metaverse, and there's no protection for you unless, of course, you put in the protections, and the protections aren't there from the beginning. The protections should be there from the beginning. No touching people in the metaverse unless you've given them explicit protection to do it, permission to do it, and then it should be done in private. Even if it's just a hug, because who knows? If you're observing something in the metaverse, are they hugging? What are they doing over there? Where are their hands? Oh, the hands have disappeared. We don't know what they're doing. So personal protection is important in these new virtual worlds. And in that moment, we're going to go on our very first blood pressure break. Then we're going to come back and try to figure out what's going on with these bored apes and their yacht club. Back in a moment. And we are back from break. I'm David Bowles here on Bowles.tv. BOLES.TV. Also, video on demand, live, well, sort of live, available on YouTube now at Bowles.live live. And we're here every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Well, I figured out the voice I was hearing was actually not a voice in my head, but my voice on the big TV in the living room. I guess I had not turned down the sound when I began the stream, and I always check that big TV during the break to see if any chats come in or to see if anything's glitching, twitching. And I've got to put on my watch when we started, so I'm not getting the time right. Oh, it's one of those days. But every day's one of those days. And we're here and we're alive and we're doing well, so everything's just fine. We are on target. Stay on target. Stay on target. So we've talked a lot about NFTs on this live stream. I don't understand them. I'm fascinated by the money that's being wasted. I do believe on some level it is a money laundering scheme where big amounts of money are exchanging hands at crazy, unsustainable, inflatable prices. An NFT gives you the right to say, I do not own a piece of art, but I have earned the right to have my name associated with that piece of art on the blockchain. It's like standing next to the Mona Lisa, having your photograph taken, and that is what an NFT is. You don't own the Mona Lisa, you can't do anything with the Mona Lisa, but you can be near the Mona Lisa. And the image of you standing near Mona Lisa is the blockchain result. Or as someone more crass than I said, an NFT is like being married, and the whole rest of the neighborhood comes in and has sex with your significant other. And the NFT is your marriage license, which means nothing. So here's an interesting take on a person writing about the NFT, and specifically the Bored Ape Yacht Club, which appears to be the domain of all these rich people who have nothing better to do with their money. Oh, there's Dora, laughing. Who have nothing better to do with their money than to buy these things, these cartoons, these bored apes that they don't own, but they brag about. I really don't understand the psychology of it, other than everybody else is doing it. I want to be one of the cool kids on the block. So if I spend a lot of money, $300,000 for one of these bored apes, I'm in the cool kids club. That's all it feels like to me. It's not an investment. It's not a return on a dollar. It's you losing your real money. And it's not really any difference than the person in the metaverse who bought land next to Snoop Dogg's house. This is land, fake land in an animated world, and paid $400,000 for the right to have Snoop Dogg as your neighbor. As I watched the now viral Tonight Show clip, which we'll watch in a moment, Paris Hilton, who is unrecognizable in the clip, by the way. She looks nothing like Paris Hilton. She now looks exactly like her mother, and her mother is very beautiful, Kathy Hilton, but it's not Paris Hilton's face. And Jimmy Fallon. And Jimmy Fallon is the host of The Tonight Show. He's terrible. He's no Johnny Carson. He's not even close to Jay Leno. Because Johnny Carson and Jay Leno were the real thing. They were stand-up comedians. They wrote their own jokes. They knew what was funny. Another way to feel superior and exclusive, Dora says to everyone else. Apes, crude JPEGs, where's the art? Exactly. And you're going to see that a lot of these bored ape artworks are very similar to each other. There's a bored ape with a hat. There's a bored ape with a hat with a yellow background. There's a bored ape with a hat with a blue background. It's the same thing, but they're changing the background color. So you have Paris Hilton and Jimmy Fallon, two, I don't want to call them airheads or dummies, but some people might. That's how they come across to me on television. uninterestedly cooing about their newly acquired Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs. It occurred to me that I had probably just watched NFTs break contain. It reminded me a little bit because I wear striped shirts, Fallon said, meekly justifying the computer-generated doodle of an anthropomorphized monkey for which he paid about $216,000. They look like they could be friends, Hilton replied, as Fallon held their two monkey faces, cartoons, next to each other. Of course, this is how it happens, I thought to myself. NFTs have been an obsession in some of the most tiresome corners of the internet for the past year. And an extended conversation between the two massively famous people on national television is exactly how that kind of thing leaps into the larger culture. It's the reason a retired relative texts you to ask if they need to know about NFTs. And it's not easy to get into NFT. It's called barrier to ownership, right? It's like you want to live in a nice building. And the barrier to even renting is you got to have first and last month's rent. You got to have a security deposit. You have to spend $10,000 to get into the building. So people like that who live there because they say, well, that keeps out the riffraff. Same thing with these NFTs. There's a limited supply. You have to figure out how to get online. You have to figure out how to buy one. You have to figure out how to set up a crypto wallet and then put real money, real dollars into your crypto wallet to be then transposed into Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever else they're trying to do. It's not a simple process, and I guarantee you Paris Hilton and Jimmy Fallon aren't doing any of that themselves. They have people to do that. So here's the clip. 6.9 million views of these two airhead dummies, not my phrase, is a phrase someone might use to describe this very brief 1-minute interchange. Get ready, because in the end of a minute, you're going to be stupider than you already are.
Yeah, I jumped in.
I know, I heard. I'm so happy I taught you what they were.
You did. You taught me what's up, and then I bought an ape.
I got an ape too, because I saw you on the show with people, and you said you got a MoonPay, so I went and I copied you and did the same thing.
You did? Mm-hmm. This is your
mine.
ape.
Yeah,
We debuted.
It's really cool. Like the hat, the shades.
Now what? How did you pick? Because you can pick your ape.
Yes, I was going through a lot of them, and I was like, I want something that like kind of reminds me of me, but this one, it does. I think we made like another version of it where he takes the hat off and blonde hair comes out.
Yeah, because you can do it now whatever you want.
Mm-hmm, animated version.
We're part of the same. We're part of the same community. We're both apes.
I love it.
Here's my ape. This is my ape.
It's yours. Yours is so cool. I love the red heart sunglasses. I love the captain hat.
It reminded me of me a little bit because I wear striped shirts. Mm-hmm. I've worn these heart sunglasses because my daughters, just as a joke, they have them, and as a joke, I put them on. So I've done this. And I love yacht rock and being breezy. So I'm like, yeah, that kind of, and I like the blue. Mm-hmm. Dude, look at us.
They look like they could be friends.
They're buddies.
Oh, I want the last minute of my life back. Dora says only the well-to-do can get into it, and the little people are left holding the bag. Very true. My claim to fame, an ape. And what's so disturbing, excuse me, about that conversation is they're terrible actors. Like, oh, I have an ape. Oh, you do? Oh, I have an ape. Oh, yeah, really? Oh, isn't that? Oh, look, I just happen to have photographs of your ape and my ape back here that I can show to you and the rest of the world. It's not like we planned this or anything. Ugh. Hilton and Fallon have abundant company on the Hollywood NFT hype train. Reese Witherspoon, Gwyneth Paltrow, Steph Curry, and Eminem have all hopped on recently. But even in a culture inured to celebrity shills, that Tonight Show clip we just watched produced an outsized response. A tweet of the viral video with thousands of shares called it deeply strange. The journalist Max Reed described it as profoundly unsettling. There is indeed something disquieting about the whole scene, or maybe that the scene took place at all. With NFTs, America may have reached the logical extreme of celebrity endorsements. Oh, and it's not over. This is going to go on and on and on and on. The murkiness around the point of NFTs makes Hilton and Fallon's flippant conversation about their six-figure apes worthy of closer examination, even if it wasn't an endorsement in the narrowly traditional sense. A representative for MoonPay, the cryptocurrency payments company that they name-dropped for facilitating their purchases, told me that the company's celebrity clients all initiated the transactions themselves. Yeah, right. Were invoiced for their own NFTs, and were not compensated for public mentions of the company. Wink, wink. The only placement MoonPay has paid for so far, according to the spokesperson, was for a recent plug in a Post Malone music video. So do you want to be one of the cool kids? Sure you do, of course you do. Here's OpenSea, we've talked about them before. They're an NFT marketplace. And here we go, 10,000 items. For the Bored Ape Yacht Club, be like Paris and Jimmy. The floor price of one of these apes is 100 Ethereum. On the break I checked, Ethereum is currently selling at $3,000 for one Ethereum, a 2.6 rise since yesterday in the Ethereum price. Do the math. 100 Ethereum times $3,000, $300,000 for one of these dumb things I'm going to show you. $300,000. There are 10,000 items. There are 6.3 thousand owners so far. Volume traded, 346,000. So here we go. This is what the old hullabaloo is about. This dumb thing, this ape, with a kazoo and a hat, and tears in its eyes. The top bid is 79.8 Ethereum. Same ape. Earring. Party hat. Top bid 89.9 Ethereum. Now, if I were to buy one of these, I would buy the one with the eyeballs out of the sockets, because I think it's the most interesting and the most gross, which is what spending this kind of money is to me. And if there were one of these, I could maybe understand, hey, okay, I'll pay $300,000. But as we scroll, you're going to see there are like 10 of these with the eyeball out, and the eyeball's out in the same position, and the only thing that changes is the shirt, maybe the mouth, the background. Here's a sailor hat, open mouth, 89.9, top bid. I do like the 3D glasses just because it's a little different. And I like this mouth expression. I admit it. The loop earring in the ear. See, they changed from a stud to a loop. And this minimum bid is 94 Ethereum. Oh boy. The All-American helmet, 99. They're going up in price. Here we go. Now this one is 100. Wow. It's nothing. Closed eyes, a pursed mouth, no earring, no hat. It's a naked ape. And you can filter these. I want an ape with a hat. I want an ape with a yeah, whatever. See, here we go. Eyeballs out again, right? Same ape, same face, same eyeball, same position. They just changed the shirt and maybe the hair. And this one's 101 Ethereum. So this is $300,000 and $3. I don't know if these are bored apes or if these are bored rich people. Why would you spend the money on this? 101 Ethereum for that. I do like the teeth, though. Here's another one. We just saw this. Didn't we just see this? Eyes closed, no expression, gray background. Well, I guess if you want this kind of pukey green background, it costs you $6,000 more. Oh, where is this going? Interesting facial expression. Oh, here's the eyeballs again. This must be the new thing, the eyeballs. 103. Helmet. Biting your lower lip, 103. I mean, I guess they're fun. I don't know if I would really go for it. I don't think it's my thing. But then what do I know? I don't have this kind of money anyway. If it was $300, I would not buy this. But you're buying into the gang, I guess. Oh, this is an anger. This does not look bored. This looks like an angry bored ape. That's probably why it's 104 Ethereum instead of 89 Ethereum. We've seen this one before, but now they've reddened the eyes and put on an orange jumpsuit. Let's just go faster here and see if we get a higher. Oh, here we go in the higher amounts. So the 115 Ethereum for this one, a gray ape with a stud earring. Okay, same orange jumpsuit we just saw. We scrolled. 116. What was that one? 130 something? Did I see? 116, 15. Okay, we'll just scroll hard again and see what we have left. 119 Ethereum for this thing. Stanley Kubrick, 2001: A Space Odyssey. Yes, that's what's going on. Planet of the Apes. I'm sure Joe Rogan would have something to say about this. 119 Ethereum for this. I wonder what makes them valuable. Because they don't really appear to be super unique. Although this is the first time we've seen blue fur. 120. Wow, that's a lot of money. That's what? 360,000? Oof. Hard scroll. When it stops, nobody knows. Nothing, it's a scam. It is a scam. Absolutely a scam. And you don't even own this. It doesn't belong to you. You just get the picture. It's linked to your account. That's all it is. 124 Ethereum for that. Or that. Hard scroll. I guess the farther down we go, the more expensive they get. 127 for that. Okay. There's pink fur. There are the eyeballs out again. It's always eyeballs in the same place. This one has a halo and some kind of mechanical neck. 130. Boy. Almost $400,000 for that. I think we're in the wrong business. We shouldn't be live streaming. We should be making apes. An ape with quarter for eyes. Okay, interesting. Maybe a little more unique. A little vest going on. I endlessly scrolled through these yesterday just trying to see if I could get a sense of what's attractive about it. Okay, here we go. 139 Ethereum. Well into the $400,000 now. blowing bubbles with the eyes and the horns, and a Hugh Hefner robe. And you go in there and you bid on these. You bid your highest amount, and then if you win the bid, then you win the ape. And I guess if you have money to blow, who wouldn't want to go in there and blow it on an ape? Well, the more expensive ones are getting more intricately detailed. Yes, but no guarantee you can paint it exactly. And they're very specific. So, you know, what I like, I don't know if anyone else would like it. And I don't know who would want to buy it from me. Now, I guess they're betting on, oh, you can own Paris Hilton's ape. You can buy Jimmy Fallon's ape. The pink hair seems to be an indicator of a higher price. Here's blue. I guess this is a girl ape with stoned eyes, 149 Ethereum. $150. Wow. So what is that? 150 for a Hawaiian shirt and a halo. $450,000. $155. So now you get now it's stacking. You get the helmet and the crazy glasses and the eyeball neck and the eyeballs on the shirt. Okay. You think the more expensive they get, you think the more interesting they become. And then you get this. With Wayfarers, a stud in the ear, and a black hat that we've seen before. The pink hair, big. People love the pink hair. I can't stop scrolling because I'm so in awe of the whole process. I don't know what the world's coming to. I don't recognize my own community. Oh, we may have overloaded the server. So backgrounds, you can choose a background, you can choose clothes, earring, eyes, fur, hat, mouth. So you can filter what you're looking for. Price, United States dollar minimum, we'll say... Oh, here, it's loading now. 164 for that. It looks like he has a bite out of his neck or something, and on his ear. Okay. Stoned ape. 165. Oof. Must be nice. Oh, now this is interesting. An ape with leopard skin. 165 Ethereum. That's a lot of money. I keep trying to find the end, and there is no end. It just keeps going. 169. That looks like one we saw that was half price. I don't get it. Okay, mechanical ape, 170, with the eye patch and the earring and the helmet. And the Evel Knievel clothes. 173. Now, if I were buying an ape and paying this much money, I would want as much junk on it as I could fit. If you've seen my Reddit avatar, you know what I'm talking about. Now, I've seen this one before, but it was this face, that covering, that mouth, but it was not an astronaut. Which does seem to speak to Planet of the Apes. Oh, I just keep scrolling and scrolling. And there's no end to it. How far can we go? Where? Oh, now we're into 200s. Wow. So these are what? $600,000? You get the crazy eyes. You get the rainbow teeth and the blue fur. Look at that. 200. Oh, unbelievable. I didn't even think they went that high. 222,000 for that. I just feel like we've seen all of these before, and I don't understand what makes the price go up. So there are 10,000 of these apes. Will they make more? Probably. Oh, that's interesting with the red hair and the evil mechanical eye. 248. Wow. 750,000 $. Oh, there's an albino with the bloodshot eyes, big grin. 269 Ethereum. The blue teeth. There's the leopard skin. We've seen the leopard skin already. So if you buy one of these, you think, hey, I have the ape with the leopard skin. People are going to say, oh no, I've seen the leopard skin before. We've seen the quarter over the eyes as well. Where is this going to end? Is there no end to the apes? 300,000. What is that? $900,000 for this. Wow. Who buys this? I'm dying to know who would buy this. And I guess these are all computer generated. They're not drawn by a person. A computer, artificial intelligence, has created all of these bored apes. Oh, they're the gold teeth. I think that's the first time we've seen gold teeth. So the landing price of that is 315 Ethereum. The party hat's back. $350. Wow. Now we're getting into the $1 million range. The eye lasers I've seen somewhere. Somebody bought one of these with the eye lasers. I had no idea they were $1 million. And a king with a quarter for the eyes must mean something in some culture. The quarters over the eyes. I thought that meant dead person. That's how they kept a dead person's eyes closed. Monkey eating pizza. Someone's gonna go for that, I guess. Wow. I could just scroll all day. The leopard skin. The flying beanie hat. $488. Now, I don't know if this is auctions where people can bid lower amounts or if there are... Dora has a squirrel eating pizza. Any takers? Be careful. Somebody might just offer you $1 million. 500 Ethereum. Now, they're not going to sell this for 4.33 Ethereum. I know that. Very interesting. Buy now. Wow. I think that's 1.5 million. I mean, I guess they're all unique in their own way, but they're also similar in many other ways. So I don't know who is deciding what makes these so unique. 1,000 Ethereum? Wow. And it just keeps going up. I can't find the end. I keep scrolling to get to the end. There is no end. 9,990 Ethereum for that. Whew. I guess the market pays. They have Jimmy Fallon's money. And now I don't know what's going on with these. These don't have any prices on them. So it's not just that. It's this. This is what you're buying into. The Bored Ape Yacht Club. Dora says these NFTs are like HBO trying to become relevant by offering HBO Max. Yeah. That's a good point. I mean, HBO Max is good, but what's the difference between that and HBO? Well, you can charge an extra $5. So you buy your ape, which then gives you access to the private yacht club, which is not a place, it's a thing online. Welcome to the Bored Ape Yacht Club. So then you click enter. And here you go. Welcome to the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Bored Ape Yacht Club is a collection of 10,000 Bored Ape NFTs, unique digital collectibles, living on the Ethereum blockchain. Your Bored Ape doubles as your Yacht Club membership card and grants access to members-only benefits. The first of which is access to the bathroom, a collaborative graffiti board, which we don't have access to because we didn't buy one. Future areas and perks can be unlocked by the community through the roadmap activation. There are no bonding curves here. Buying a Bored Ape costs 0.08 Ethereum. There are no price tiers. Bored Ape Yacht Club membership costs the same for everybody. The initial sale of these Bored Apes is sold out. To get your Bored Ape, check out the collection on OpenSea, which is where we just were. So I guess they had some apes that were free and cheap. If you were smart and lucky enough to get in, you could get one cheap. But not anymore. Each board, this is the specs. Each Bored Ape is unique and programmatically generated from over 170 possible traits, including expression, headwear, clothing, and more. All apes are dope, but some are rarer than others. The apes are stored as ERC-721 tokens on the Ethereum blockchain and hosted on IPFS. Purchasing an ape costs 0.08 Ethereum. Yeah, right. To access members-only areas such as the bathroom, ape holders will need to be signed into their MetaMask wallet. And here are some fun things that once you're a member of the club, when you buy a Bored Ape, you're not simply buying an avatar or a provably rare piece of art that you don't own. You are gaining membership, access to a club whose benefits and offerings will increase over time. Your Bored Ape can serve as your digital identity and open digital doors for you. 10,000 Bored Ape tokens, fair lunch. I guess you collect all these things. And the bathroom. The bathroom will become operational once the pre-sale period is over. It contains a canvas accessible only to wallets containing at least one ape. Like any good dive bar bathroom, this is the place to draw, scrawl, or write expletives. Each ape holder will be able to paint a pixel on the bathroom wall every 15 minutes. Think of it as a collaborative art experiment for the cryptosphere. A members-only canvas for the discerning minds of crypto Twitter. We're pretty sure it's going to be full of dicks. Why would you say that? We're in for the long haul. Here's the roadmap. There's a t-shirt you can get. Community tools. Blah, blah, blah. The team. Oh, there's the... that must have been where I saw the laser eyes. Selling for $1 million. You're a bored ape. Get on the list. Get on the list of being a bored ape. Okay, I will. I'll see what happens. Maybe they'll offer me one for $5 million. So there you have it. Is it a scam? Is it fun? Is it the next best thing? I don't know. I don't think it's art. It's belonging. It's the Cool Kids Club. It's the Bored Ape Yacht Club, of which I am not a member. Blood pressure break. Back in a moment. And we are back from break. I'm David Bowles. This is Bowles.tv. B-O-L-E-S .TV. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. Jan Marie on the weekends, 11 a.m. Talking about ASL and disability and cats and other fun stuff. And she's also here on Fridays around 10:15, giving you a hardcore ASL lesson in American Sign Language. So we just spent 45 minutes of our lives talking about something we can never get back again, and that is Bored Apes. And so I mentioned my Reddit avatar and how I like to just jumble everything I can on there, and so I have. This is, as you may know, my Reddit avatar. Everything I could possibly fit on there, I fit on there. And I haven't changed it in a long time because, as you can see, some of these avatars that are already made, and if they have a little shield there, that means you have to be a sustaining member of Reddit to get that avatar. And these are very cute, but they're not as loaded as mine. And they change. Sometimes they're available, sometimes they go. And you can build your own avatar, or you can just pick one that's already made for you. And I just prefer to pick one that I can build myself because then I can make it look as ridiculous as possible. And some people don't believe in paying for an avatar on Reddit. And I don't either, but I do pay for premium Reddit because I think it's important to support the team. But here's what I really want to show you. Oh yes. Reddit is just as disgusting as the crypto Bored Elephant Ape Yacht Club. NFTs, Crypto Snooze. We've talked about them before. Non-fungible, highly collectible, ready to take off. A Crypto Snoo, recently sold. Now, how much are these? I don't know because I never clicked on them. But if you have money to burn, and you want an interesting Crypto Snoo, you have to connect your crypto wallet first. If you want to buy that avatar, they call them Snoos. Here's another one. Cute. They're very nicely made. Are they nicely made than the free ones? I don't know. But I guess the whole idea is you can say, look, this is my avatar, and you can't have it. Now, I don't know if they're selling 10,000 of these, or if these are just one-offs. My sense is that they're selling 10,000 of these and you can buy one for a lot of money. That's my favorite one, I think. It's abstract. Second favorite is this one, just because it's all shiny. This one I don't understand. This one reminds me of Minecraft. You know those kids who play Minecraft? Now, all of my life, I've tried to get away from ugly graphics that are pixelated like Minecraft. The epitome of fantastic animation in playing a game that is not pixelated are Halo, the Microsoft games, and the PlayStation games. They spend a lot of time and money making something look realistic. So why you would go backward and make something look uglier and more pixelated like in Minecraft, I don't understand the philosophy. But then again, what do I know? I'm old. Now here's a very interesting and concerning story that has to do with two guys in New Jersey smuggling drones into a federal prison. And they're smuggling the drones in because the drones are carrying things like cell phones and cigarettes and gum and candy. It's so bizarre. And you think, well, what if they flew in knives and guns and wire cutters and tasers? Something they could really use to break out of prison. But it doesn't seem that's what they want. They want the amenities of home flown in. Two Hudson County men admit to roles in scheme to use drones to smuggle contraband into Fort Dix federal prisons. What? They admitted their roles in a conspiracy to use drones to smuggle contraband, including cell phones and tobacco, into the federal correctional facility at Fort Dix. Both of these charged were from Jersey City, New Jersey. They pleaded guilty by video conference before a U.S. District Judge to one count each of conspiracy to defraud the United States Bureau of Prisons. Two other men had previously pled guilty to participating in the same scheme to use drones to smuggle contraband into Fort Dix. They participated in multiple drone deliveries of contraband into Fort Dix between November 18 and March 2020. While they were federal prisoners at Fort Dix, they arranged for these other two guys to fly drones over Fort Dix and drop packages of contraband into the prison, where it was sold to inmates for a profit. These drop packages included cell phones, cell phone accessories, tobacco, weight loss supplements, I guess for the speed. They could call it speed anymore. Eyeglasses and various other items. Oh, Dora says, I haven't joined Reddit yet. I'll make my own avatar if I do. I don't know. You can design your avatar, but you can't upload one. But you would have fun on Reddit. There are 1,000 groups, and it's generally a very safe place to be. And you can get very specific help on cats. One of my favorite places is Ask a Doctor. And there are people who take photographs of their throats and their noses and their teeth and their private parts, front and back, because these are people who are terrified and they're not really necessarily near doctors, or they don't have doctors that are nearby, or they don't have health insurance. I say, look, is this cancer? Is this infected? And some people say, that's an STD, that's shingles, or no, it's okay, your burn doesn't look that bad. And there are doctors who are registered physicians who will answer your question. It's really kind of a wonderful place. And my friend of a long time ago, and now, Gordon Davidescu, turned me on to Reddit many years ago. I didn't get it back then, but I get it now. Gordon got it all the time. So they were dropping in weight loss supplements, eyeglasses, and various other items. And they would take inmate requests for other specific contraband and oversee the collection of payments. Now you just think, these guys in prison, these people delivering drones, why couldn't they take that criminal intent and turn it into something really fantastic? Like dropping drones to hungry children in Africa. And I know they want to make money, and I know they're in it for themselves, so they would never do that. But just imagine if the application of that want and need that was selfish was put out there into the world in an unselfish way. These two guys and their conspirators took various steps to prevent the Bureau of Prison officials from detecting and intercepting their contraband. They planned drone drops during the late evening hours or overnight when it was dark outside and the drones were less likely to be seen. The drone pilot flew the drones from concealed positions in the woods surrounding the prison. The lights on the drones were covered with tape to make it more difficult for prison officials to spot the drones against the dark evening sky. They also used cell phones, including contraband phones concealed within the prison, to coordinate the drone drops. They each face a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison and a maximum fine of $250,000. Sentencing is scheduled in June of this year. I find it disturbingly hilarious that they were even able to get away with it, let alone plan it. And it makes you wonder, where are the people? Who is watching the inmates? That they're able to go outside and get a drone drop at 3 in the morning. Drone drops. I'll put the link in chat so you can check it out for yourself. And this is the official statement from the United States Department of Justice, District of New Jersey. This is their press release detailing the scam. Oh my gosh. If life weren't so true, no one would believe it. And here's some more news. A young adult in the United States could add more than a decade to their life expectancy by changing their diet from a Western diet to an optimized diet that includes more legumes, whole grains, and nuts, and less red and processed meat, according to a new study. Food is fundamental for health, and globally, dietary risk factors are estimated to lead to 11 million deaths and 255 million disability-adjusted life years annually. In this new study, researchers used existing meta-analyses and data from global burden of diseases to build a model that enables the instant estimation of the life expectancy LE of a range of dietary changes. The model is also now available and publicly available at the following website. And here's that website. We are disconnected from the server. We'll see if we can get back in. Oh, this is not going to be any good if we can't get in. This is the whole thing. Food for Healthy Life. There's the link if you want to play with this after the show. So here we go. Calculator, help, settings, citation. Gender, both male and female. Age, United States. Okay, age, we'll go big. We'll say 60. Food, whole grains, vegetable, fruits. Okay, so this is our life expectancy. Expected life years left, 23. Okay, so you'd be dead at 84. So, what if we add whole grains? Okay, let's add that. Oh, expected years left, 25. Is that better or worse? Better. Okay. So we add whole grains. Oh, fish. Okay, so this is before and after. Okay, so before we have. Okay, so we're doing the after. So after we add a lot of whole grains. There we go. So this is expected, and this is expected years left. Okay, I got it now. So fish, we didn't eat fish before. Now we're going to eat a lot of fish. That has a lot of good oil in it. So our age of life expectancy, 23 years still before we've changed our diet, and now we have 26. So we've gained 3 years of life just by eating more whole grains and more fish. Processed meat before. Okay, we ate a lot of processed meat. After, we're not going to eat any because we're done with that. Oh, insufficient data. Okay, so we gotta. It won't let us say none. Okay, so we eat a lot of processed meat, and our life expectancy is 20 years. If we eat less processed meat, our life expectancy is 26 years. That's pretty good. Nuts before, we're gonna eat a lot of nuts after, because we like nuts. Nuts didn't gain us a lot of time, maybe 3 months. Legumes. Before, we have a little bit. Legumes after, lots of legumes. Expected years so far, 20. Uncertain measures due to food patterns. Okay, I guess we picked too many legumes. We'll lower our legume and see if that changes. Nope. Won't let me change it. So, I guess we're getting too healthy here. Oh, I think we've broken it. Maybe we'll change our age. Let's change our age to 32. Okay. We'll see if that's better. Does it make a difference? It doesn't make a difference. Well, I said we have too many legumes. Sweetened beverages will go down. Before, refined grains will go higher. Refined grains after will go much lower. Eggs after. Before, a lot of eggs. Eggs, none eggs. White meat, much. White meat, no. Added oils, 100. Added oils, we'll stay at 62 because oils are. So let's see. Okay, here we go. Now it all. So I guess you have to fill out the whole thing. All right. I don't want to put my legumes back up because I love legumes. Milk and dairy. We don't want any dairy. We don't really want any dairy. Let's make that 0. Vegetables. Crank up the veg. Fruit. Crank up the fruit. Crank it up. Sugar. We don't want a lot of sugar. We got to go lower that one a little bit. Refined grains. No. No. Eggs. No. No, no, no. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We are 32 years old. Uncertain measures. But our expected life left is 88 years. So we started with 83, and just by changing these little things, we gained 5 years of life. I think that's pretty good. And here is the undisclosed press preview of what we just did together that I may or may not be able to share with you, but I'll share it with you. Impact of food choices, so you can go read it. That's we played with the charts, the thermometers, the levers. This is the heavy-duty thing that tells us exactly what's going on within our bodies. And the conclusions. And it's under embargo until February 8, which is tomorrow, but in Australia it already is tomorrow. So we're just fine. No problems there. Now, I've been sitting on this next story for quite some time because I'm not a big Tom Brady fan. But the information here is interesting, so I held on to it. I did not get rid of it because I thought, well, one day we'll talk about it. And I believe that day is today. Tom Brady finally retired. First he said, I'm not retiring. Then there was a rumor he is retiring. Then Tom said, well, I haven't made a decision if I'm retiring. And then he said, I am definitely now retiring, which I am very curious about because Tom, I think, has at least another 1 or 2 years left in him, but I think he wants to go out while he is relatively on top. And I understand that. I think he's 44 years old. I would have gone for the even number 45 because 44, as we know from last week, is death, death in Chinese pronunciation and Chinese numerology. I would have gone out on one death, 4. I do try to avoid the number 4 in everything I do in my life from now on. I can't avoid it sometimes, but the death does ring in my ear. So this is all the social media hubbub and the hullabaloo around Tom Brady retiring. and how just doing one thing can change entire metrics for a social media campaign and even a social media company. And, you wish it were, the smartest man in the world making a statement or explaining something and social media rockets up. But no, it's Tom Brady, verified cheater, won a lot of games, verified cheater, who makes all the hullabaloo. Which I find slightly disappointing, but let's take a look at it. On Instagram, he added 215,000 followers on February 1st. The day he decided he was retiring. He normally gets about 8,000 new followers a day. So just by him saying, I'm done, I guess people are interested. Well, what's the next step for Mr. Tom? We need to know. So 215,000 people followed him. 215,000 people did not follow the smartest person in the world. But they did follow Tom Brady. 4.2 million interactions on Instagram on his post announcing his retirement. Tom normally averages about 300,000 interactions per post, which is in itself phenomenal. That 300,000 people a day feel that they want to interact with Tom Brady online. Yeah. On the Twitter, he gained 40,000 followers the day he retired. Normally, he gets about 2,000. He got 673,000 interactions on Twitter. Normally averages 41,000. On the Facebook, added 6.8 fans. February 1st, normally gets about 470. And all of these are metrics. These are open metrics that anybody can look at. So you think, oh, I'm safe online. Nobody knows who I am. Well, there are people who know who you are, what you do, and they follow your followers. They follow who watches you. They know everything about you. It's all about data. On Facebook, he added 6.8 fans, normally about 470, 179,000 interactions. He normally averages about 30 interactions per post. His post on 25th January actually got more engagement at 226,000, which is probably where he was denying that he was retiring. So here's the graph information about Mr. Tom. Average interactions per post. Engagement review, Tom. This is his Facebook. And people can, it is a little frightening that people can get this information from you because Tom's not giving them access to his social media. People are just tracking the social interactions that are public on his social media profile. So there's no hiding. You can see, boom, when he went up, January 24 went up. That's when he said, I'm not retiring. And then a few days later, a week later, yeah, I am retiring. The evolution of his interactions on Facebook, comments are dark colored, shares are green colored, reactions are also green colored. A share and a reaction, I guess, is the same thing. Distribution of interactions, very interesting as well. Reactions, 443%, 82% share. Comments, commenting on Tom, why are you retiring? 8.9%. And then sharing beyond the social media platform or sharing with your followers, 7.6%. And most engaging post types. Well, this is interesting and important for everybody. Photos of Tom were shared 200,000 times, while videos of Mr. Tom were only shared about 10,000 times. User activity, when is it most hot? Well, this is also if you're a Tom Brady fan and you want people who like him, they post at night. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 at night into 2 in the morning. Heaviest time is 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. Now, maybe that's true. Maybe I should be doing our live stream at 7 p.m. at night. Maybe I get more people. But more people are also streaming at that time. More interactions per 1,000 fans. Again, 45.47 on the day that Tom said he was not retiring to a little less than that on the day he actually did retire. How many page posts are people posting about Tom and what time of day? Distribution of those post page types, videos or photos. In this case, on the day he retired, videos were the most shared at 78%. His photos were 22%. Fans overview, the growth of total fans for Mr. Tom. Total fans, 5 million. Change in fans, he gained 39,000. The biggest change was on February 1st, where he gained almost 7,000. And his shares of posts and organic posts and undetected posts, number of questions raised. And here's the breakdown, the most engaging posts breakdown from Tom Brady. Number 1. I understand that at this stage in my career, there's going to be interest in my future when the season ends, but this week, all that's on my mind is the gratitude I have for this team. I always want to win, and that's pretty apparent by now. So this was on January 25th. This is where Tom said, I don't know what I'm doing, because everyone was saying he was retiring. So he came forward and said, well, I'm not retiring. Right now, I'm thinking about it for just a little bit with my family. Okay, so that's the number 1 engaging post from Mr. Tom. And here's the second most engaging post from Mr. Tom on Tuesday, February 1st. Gotcha. And that was the day that Tom said he was retiring. A heart, that's all he said. See you later, alligator, I guess is what that says. Okay. The third most engaging, I don't have the video, but this is the third most engaging, was a video from Tom with a W. Got 27,000 interactions, 22 reactions, and 2,500 comments. Same thing, LFG. I don't know what that means, but it's another video about and from Tom talking about his retirement. The 5th most interacted with video post from Tom, so we decided to record 23 interactions. On the 23rd, which is around the time people were saying he was retiring, and January 4, again, where Tom says he's maybe retiring, maybe not retiring. 17,000 interactions. Now, Tom Brady's a good-looking guy. We admit that, right? We know that. And it makes you wonder, are there going to be bored Tom Brady NFTs for sale? I believe so, because Tom has created his own NFT company. Will there be bored Toms that you can buy for $1 million? I would say the chances are good. And that reminds me, if you don't know, you can ask the Magic 8 Ball here on Pulse TV. So we're going to ask the Magic 8 Ball, will there be a Tom Brady, will there be a bored Tom Brady NFT sale in the future? That's my question. The 8 Ball will then answer me. Outlook is good. Well, there you have it. The bored Tom Brady is coming to an NFT store near you. Well, we had a fascinating conversation today about cats and Dora and painting and art and what it means. Then we got corrupted by the Bored Ape Yacht Club. and $1 million fees to not own a cartoon, but to be associated with a cartoon. I checked my email during the break, and the Bored Ape Yacht Club did not send me any kind of registration information or more information. And it just goes to show this is the mentality that we are dealing with online, and often online reflects our private lives. Bored Apes are selling for $1 million. Tom Brady retires, even though he cheated. And he's retiring into millions and millions of dollars of his own NFT company that he has started and invested in, and I'm sure we're not going to see the end of Tom Brady. And that beautiful face. If you have any questions or thoughts, I invite you to email me, david@bowls.tv. If you have a question for Jana, you can email her at jana@bowls.tv. On Twitter, I'm at David Bowles. Facebook is BOLES. YouTube, where we now have 1,000 subscribers, and we invite you to join us there as a subscriber as well. It's free. Just click on the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps build up our anticipation and our merit guts with the gods of YouTube. You can get to our YouTube channel by just going to BOLES.LIVE, bowls.live. On TikTok, we're Bowls TV, Instagram, Bowls Books, and our Discord server. Don't forget, that's new, fun, Discord. There's a link to our Discord server. You can click on that and join us in conversations. Love to see you there. Bowlsblogs.com is our big website where we've been writing and publishing for 15, 20 years, a millennium. It all blends together into one big package of fun. So until I see you tomorrow, I thank you so much for joining us here on Bowls.tv. I hope you have a good evening, a wonderful day, and I hope you sleep well and wake up to joy and the prestige of living your life as you wish. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for being here.